All right, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a subscriber recommended video. We're gonna be checking out Barrett fragrances. So this is a clone house. It was recommended to me by one of you subscribers. Shout out to you, Max Out. These guys are all 10 milliliter kind of sample ones, or I guess not samples, but small 10 milliliter bottles, travel size bottles, and they run for around 10 bucks. I bought all 4 of them for $10.39 each, so around 45 bucks for all of it with shipping. So not too bad. And they're fragrance clones of Naxos by Zerjoff. Amazing, amazing fragrance. Shout out freaking Naxos. 1 million Elixir, Grand Soir by Miss and Francis Kirkjohn. And then the last one is, oh yeah, PDM Layton. So Parfums de Marly Layton. So yeah, so I have samples or a full bottle of all of those, and then we'll be kind of comparing them. So yeah, enough chit chat, let's check it out. Barrett fragrances, yeah, I actually hadn't heard of them before. Decent prices. My middle name is actually Barrett. This is not my company. My perfume company, I'll throw a link in the description to that one, as always, you know, with links to these. So you guys can check that out because I do have my own perfume business now. But anyway, shameless plug. So let's start off with PDM Layton, Parfums de Marly, right? Great fragrance, we all know it, we all love it. Let me give it a spray on here. Whoa, that was a hefty spray, okay. Wow, sort of a cough syrupy vibe though, and I've always gotten that from Layton. So you guys know me, I'm not the hugest fan of Layton. I like it, it's a good fragrance, but it does kind of have a cough syrupy old man type vibe to it. Yes, it smells like Layton, but it's much weaker than the original, and it doesn't have that cough syrupy vibe to it. It doesn't have that, you know, I don't really know what it is that they're using. Safraline sometimes can give sort of a cough syrupy smell to it, so maybe they used a little bit of safraline for some reason. It's very interesting. It's almost cinnamony, but almost just this weird cough syrupy apple to it. Anyway, that's Layton. I would say this is probably, of the 4, this is probably the worst clone. It smells for sure like Layton, but it's a lot weaker. The performance isn't as good. I would look into, there's one by Lattafa, of course, and then there's one by Alt Fragrances. So I might even throw links to those in the description so you guys can look into those, but I wouldn't really recommend this one from Barrett at least. And that's just the name of the game with clone companies, you know, they're not all perfect. So sometimes you go for one clone from one company, one clone from the other, you know. Next one, Grand Soir, right, by MFK. Another great fragrance. Powerful fragrance, very spicy. I would say unisex, but anyway, here's the clone of it from Barrett Fragrances. Now there we go, okay. Much more similar in performance, much more similar in the fragrance itself. This one, you know, it had a couple of things that were missing. Very similar. Maybe ever so slightly weaker from Barrett Fragrances. Just spray it twice. I would say 90% similar, maybe even more than 90% similar. Solid Grand Soir one. Slightly less of that kind of musty sort of oriental type vibe to it, but very, very similar. At least 90% similar, and performance is very good. I would say this one probably 9 out of 10, 90-ish% similar, so solid one, would recommend if you like Grand Soir. Okay, next one we have the 1 million Elixir one. This is a great fragrance, by the way. Vanilla heavy, just really great vanilla fragrance. Great for going out. I mean, all the 1 millions are great for nights out. Amazing fragrance. So sweet. Okay, now we'll check out the Barrett one. And I don't remember, I'm trying to remember if this one was good. So it comes in these little push pop type containers. Remember those push pops when we were growing up? It's like a little push pop, like a little lipstick style, you know? Anyway, atomizers are good on these. Okay, here we go. You get hit with the vanilla for sure. Now again, this is similar. I would say 85 to 90% similar this time. It's missing a little something. Missing a little bit of the white florals. But if I remember correctly, when you spray it on skin, it becomes a lot more similar. Yeah, see, okay. Maybe it's missing a little bit of the white floral, but on skin, they're a lot more similar. These ones, I still stand by, you know, kind of how similar they are, but I remember the 1 million one, it threw me off, because then when I wore it on skin, I was like, oh, okay, you know what, this is actually a little more close than I thought. I'm gonna go 90% similar, would recommend. This is solid. 1 million, I mean, you can probably find a little 50 mil of it on Joma Shop for like 50 bucks. But again, 10 bucks beats 50 bucks, even though this is a 10 mil. So, I mean, really, you might wanna just shell out for the original, but if you wanna get something cheaper, if you're going for the larger container, I would check this one out. That one's actually pretty decent. Next, last but not least, we have Naxos. If you guys aren't familiar with Naxos by Xerjoff, it is such an amazing fragrance. My girlfriend actually doesn't really like it that much. She doesn't like some of those kind of sickly, the like honey tobacco type fragrances. Oh man, this one is good. Okay, so we'll give it a spray. Yeah, amazing honey tobacco fragrance. 1861 Naxos. Wow. The muskiness, the honey, the tobacco, oh man, it all hits you. Really sweet honey. It's like you're dripping in honey, and it's great. And then here we are. Nice. Solid clone. Very similar. Not 100%, not 1-to-1, but it's maybe 90%, 92%. I'm not familiar of any other clones right now of Naxos. So this one is gonna have to take the cake. If you want something that's Naxos without paying like $300, or I think it's like $250 for Naxos, then I would check this one out, because it'll get you pretty darn similar. There's some other fragrances that will get you pretty darn similar. There's, I think it's, is it Pure Malt? It's one of the Mugler ones. Let me know in the comments which one that is. There's a couple of fragrances that get kind of similar to it. Insurrection 2 Wild also apparently gets similar to it. I just ordered it on Joma Shop, so I'll let you guys know if that one gets really similar, but for right now, this one is solid. So this one is solid. Again, not 100%. This one has a certain depth to it, but it gets you pretty darn close. So the ones I would recommend, for sure, Grand Soir. 1 million, yeah, sure, but you could also just shell out and get the 1 million, because 10 bucks for 10 mils, 50 bucks for 50 mils. I believe it was like 50 bucks. So, you know, unless you're getting a big container. And then for sure the Naxos. I would check out the Naxos. I mean, overall, solid recommendation. Really appreciate it. Yeah, Barrett fragrances. I didn't know anything about them before. So let me know if you had any sort of luck with them, or which ones were good, which ones were solid from them. Because yeah, this was actually my first purchase from them. Usually I'm like a Lattafa guy, alt fragrances guy. I you know, some of those fragrances, I'll go for Armaf sometimes too. They got some solid offerings, but yeah, Barrett fragrances, not bad. So yeah, so thanks for watching. Again, I'll throw links to all of these in the description, as well as links to my own website. So let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.